Okay, so we're live here. We're not live on YouTube again. Okay, so hi everyone. We're directly here from the Developers Conference in São Paulo, Brazil, and this is the mentorship, the speakers mentorship room, where we are, spending the whole day here mentoring speakers to improve their talks. And we're recording, unfortunately, most of the content is in Portuguese, but we're recording in English in the beginning of the day, so everyone can have a little bit of information. And we're going to be answering your questions. And a couple of weeks ago, I sent on Twitter, asking what is the biggest difficulty and frustration that you guys have with giving talks at events. And I had a very, very interesting question or comment from Stuart Marks, Dr. Deprecator. So thanks a lot, Stuart, for the question. But he said that his frustration is that someone comes into the event and tell him, can you explain to me in 10 seconds what your talk is about? I'm trying to decide whether to go to your talk or someone else. And this might look like a very particular situation of someone clueless just kind of coming to the speaker and asking this question. But this is really, really important because, this 10-second pitch is the same pitch that you have to do to the selection committee. In 10 seconds, reading the first sentence of your submission, the selection committee has to be interested in your talk. Reading the title of your talk, people should say, whoa, this is a talk I'm interested in. And this is true for a lot of things, right? Because at an event, you might not have this particular situation that Stuart had, but maybe you're not giving a talk even. But at an event, when you're talking to someone, you have to very quick and very fast be able to tell people what is that you do that's important for them. And the thing is, the problem that we see with a lot of speakers is that they want to talk about their talk. They want to say, oh, my talk is great because, I'm going to talk about all these technologies, I'm going to talk about all those things, and it's all about me, and how my talk is so important and how I'm so important. But, honestly, if you don't position your talk or whatever you do, or even your Twitter account or your blog post, whatever that you do, if you don't position that in relation to what the other person wants, they're not going to be interested in your talk, right? And that's true on the submission, but it's also true when people read your title and your description, also true when someone comes to your Twitter account. If you talk about you and how important you are or how important the subject you're talking about is going to be because it's great, because it has all these features or has all this, it's your product, people are not interested about this. People are interested in how you or your talk or your product or your Twitter or your blog, how you can help them solve whatever problem they have. So here is my quick suggestion to you on how you can create and have in your mind the 10 seconds pitch for your talk, for your blog, for yourself, right? Is this phrase here, I help audience to do something that you do so they solve their problems, right? So I usually say, I help developers like you, or I can say my talk will help developers like you to share your message using blogs and presentations so you can work on the most amazing project in the industry, right? So because that's what I do. I help you share your message through blogs and presentations, right? So I can talk about my what I'm going to do. It can be very specific, but always connected to your problem, to the problem of the audience. So, in my talk, I'm going to help Java developers or professional Java developers like you to, learn the new features of Java 8 so you can get started using Java 8 in your company tomorrow, right? You have to mention what is the problem that you're solving in your presentation. And so if you don't know what problem you're solving in your presentation, that's a different thing, because maybe you should be thinking about what problem you're solving in your presentation, because that's going to make a big difference on your talk and for your whole audience, right? So if you have to explain and that doesn't need to be your talk, right? It can be about you. So are you a consultant? Are you a developer? What is that you do when you meet people at events, right? And you say, oh, my job is to help, developers working on large companies like you, right? To implement, clouds applications or cloud native applications, right? So so they can put very scalable and free of bugs solutions on for their customers. I don't know. I'm just going to come up with something. So you can talk about what you do in terms of how you solve other people's problems. This is really, really important. People don't care about you. People don't care about me. People don't care about us. People care about how your product, how your presentation, how you solve their problems, how you can help them to solve their problems. So every time that you present whatever you're doing, you should present in a way that shows the person that you're talking to how whatever it is you're going to be doing, how your blog, how your presentation, how you can help them solve whatever problem they have. This works a lot better if you have some conversation before, right? That's not your introduction. It works a lot better if you're having a conversation with the person and you already know what problem they have. You already know what is it they're looking for. So, for example, let's say if I'm talking to someone, I just said here that I help developers, professional developers, to share what they know through presentation and blogs so they can work on the most amazing projects. That's what I do. But let's say I'm talking with a developer at a conference, and then he's talking about, oh, you know what? I'm looking for a different position. I'm doing some interviews, and I can't be accepted on the interview. I don't pass interviews. I can adjust what I'm saying because now I know there's a specific problem, right? So I can say, well, my talk's going to help you. I don't need to say developer because I know I'm talking to the person. My talk's going to help you to share what you know so you can get accepted on the interviews, right? Or you can be called to the most important interviews where people are looking for someone like you. Right? Because that's exactly, when you share what you know, that's exactly what happens. Or maybe I'm talking to the person and he says, you know what, I'm having difficulty in learning new technologies, right? And, there's too many things happen in the industry and I can't keep up. That's my biggest problem. So I'm talking to the person and I say, okay, so you should come to my talk because my talk helps you, it'll help developers like you to share what you know, because by sharing what you know, you can find the focus that you need to learn the technologies that are important for you, right? Because that's true too, right? What I do, share what you know through blogs and presentations, helps you solve this big problem of not having a focus and having to catch up with everything, right? So, if you have that construct in your mind, if you experiment with that, if you know what it is that you do, if you know what kind of problems you are able to solve in your talk, then when someone comes, preparing for your talk, you're just kind of like Stuart's situation where he's preparing for the talk, and then someone just kind of interrupt him and say, what's you're going to talk about? You have this 10 seconds pitch about your talk. But that works very well. You can also say, my blog, I write a blog post about career, and my blog helps developers like you to share what they know so you can solve this problem you're having right now. So it works for your blog, it works for your Twitter account. Follow me on Twitter because on Twitter I share messages related to this, right? So you should follow me on Twitter because on Twitter every day I post messages to help you share what you know so you can solve this problem that you're having. So you can use that to promote your blog, your book, your talk, your Twitter, yourself to potential hires and everything. Okay, so feel free to make a comment on the post below because I'm going to be looking at all of these and I'm going to be answering those questions. We're transmitting directly from the mentorship career room, the speaker mentorship and the career mentorship room here at TDC São Paulo, Developers Conference São Paulo. Right? So please ask your questions because my objective here is to help you grow your career and so you can get the most out of your developer career. Okay? This is Bruno Souza. Thanks very much.